Hello, hello, hello. Welcome into the Tuesday Tea with me, Christy. And I'm so glad to have you here with me. And don't forget to just breathe. That's my teacup for today. We have made it to the last part of the book, Side Hustle in 27 days, from idea to income in 27 days. And we're in the last part of it. And this is how to next level your side hustle. Now, I'm just going to tell you right now, and I left the book, next book we're reading. I did. I left the book, next book we're reading in my bedroom next to my bed, because that's where I read for at least 10 minutes every night. I read myself to sleep. And so that the next book, if you're not part of my Tuesday Tea, after the Tuesday Tea Facebook group, and you want to be added to it, just drop after the Tuesday Tea, and there you'll find all the books that we're reading for the rest of 2024 and a recap of the books that we've already read in 2024. But this one is, last part of this book is about next leveling your side hustle. And I love how it was defined early on in this book about what is a side hustle and how does it differ from being maybe a business, and how it may differ from being a hobby. And if you're not making any money on what you consider a side hustle, it's not a side hustle, it's a hobby. And a side hustle is making you some extra money, but it may not be big enough to be considered a business. And so if you need the definition of that, go back and catch the rest of this. I love this last part because it's talking about next leveling your side hustle business. And this is done in 27 weeks. So this last part is about, actually breaks down week 5, regroup and refining. Your hustle is out into the world. So if your hustle is out into the world, if you are making money off of your hobby, so it's become a side hustle, drop making money in the comments. I want to see who is in here with me making money on their side hustle. And you can catch the replay of all of my Tuesday Teas, week 1, 2, 3, and 4 of the side hustles down there below. Now, as you're coming in here, I am going to go ahead and shout out and tag everyone who needs to be in a room. People who you know are making money off their side hustle, get them in here because they need to be able to see this as well. And I'm going to get my tag on and share this over to my After the Tuesday Tea Facebook group and tag everybody in there, because everybody who is in there wants to get here for the Tuesday Tea. So we're here for about 30 minutes today on this terrific Tuesday, sharing with you strategies for growing and selling, sharing your side hustle. And thank you everybody for coming in and saying, hey, I appreciate you on this Tuesday Tea. And make sure you are liking, loving, and subscribing on my YouTube so you can get all of the back information for all the books that we have read, because the tea has been teeing in this. Okay, so if you all have a side hustle that you're making money from, go ahead and drop in the comments. This is from the chapter Regroup and Refine, and say getting to the money. You're getting to the money in your side hustle. All right, let me move back over here and get this shared over to my Tuesday Tea crew, and then we're going to jump into this morning. Where's it? And one day I will edit this over on YouTube. So you probably, when you're catching a replay of this, just slide on over to the next 5 minutes, first 5 minutes. So you can grab all the details on next leveling your, oh, wait a minute. Let me go over here and do this part. Hey, girlfriends, I see y'all coming on in here. Go ahead and comment and let me know where you are watching me from. What city and state are you in? East Coast, West Coast, worldwide. There we go. All right. It is all shared everywhere. So on this, it also talks about tracking your progress and deciding on your next steps. Drop that in the comments. Just track your progress and deciding on it. Your next step is based on what you've done. You don't know what you've done if you haven't tracked it, which is how I see people in side hustles continue to go in circles or feel like they're not making any more money or they're not getting in front of any more customers. Day 24 is grow what works. Let go of what doesn't. DC's in the building. I love it. Grow what works. let go of what doesn't. Is this just for side hustles or am I talking about relationships here? Yes. As your hustle grows, there's countless options to expand. Don't get distracted. Woo! Is that the tea for somebody today? Don't get distracted. If I'm talking to you, drop don't get distracted in the comments. Day 25, look for money lying under rock. First of all, do you even believe that there is money hidden under rocks? Because if you don't believe it's there, you're never going to look for it there. And so you'll never find it there. But you have to first believe that there's money hidden under rocks waiting for you. All right. Day 26, get it out of your head. Oh, what are they saying to get out of your head? It says every hustle has key systems. Every hustle has. Valerie's here with me today. She got it. Don't get distracted. That is for somebody here. Get it out of your head. Yours are probably stored in your head, and that's not always wise. You need to have systems. I talk about this all the time with people who are in my community of bosses. For for both of my business, I share with people like you have to have a system. If you sell a product, what is your system for getting your product in front of people? And this goes back to day 24. If it grow what works, if you have a system and it's working, this is not looking at the shiny object of somebody else and what they're doing. This is just making your system work better. So if your system currently gets you 10 new customers a month, then just two times that. So what does that mean? Does that mean when your product arrives, how are you getting it in front of your current customers? And it even talks about in this part about current customers and keeping the current customers. It's easier to keep your current customer than get new customers. So how did you get them? How can you bring them back? Those are things that we talk about at this stage at the day 27. Okay, let's jump into it. I'm just going to go over some things that I highlighted in this last part. Day 23 through 27 of the side hustle. 23 to now. I was about to say this in the beginning. I didn't mention it. I will be going back through this book, Side Hustle. I'll be going back through this book. And because I have read it, I have taken notes, but I have not applied some of these strategies. And I know applying some of these days to my current side hustle is going to skyrocket my sales. It's going to skyrocket my return customers. It's going to skyrocket the success for people who are in business with me. All right. So track your progress and do not decide on your next steps. What did I highlight in this one? It says avoid becoming obsessed with data that doesn't affect your profit or growth. Listen, if you are stuck on the number of followers you have, like right now, I have enough followers. I do not have to work on getting new followers. I need to work on having conversations with my current followers. So I should not become obsessed with getting new followers if I haven't talked to the ones I have. If you already have 200 Facebook friends and you don't talk to them, what difference is it going to make if you add 500 more? Because then you're going to have 700 that you don't talk to. Business is conversation. Somebody drop that in the comments. Don't get distracted by numbers that are not important to increasing your profit or increasing your growth. Okay. Track what matters, ignore what doesn't. Another thing is deciding on your next steps. How do you decide on your next steps? You're continuing with the project, but improving it to make money. Is your hustle profitable? That's right. That's one of my favorite quotes right there. Business conversation. People will say that I don't do sales, but it's not about not doing sales. It's you. What are you basically saying? You don't like talking to people? You're not willing to talk to people because it's not sales. I literally just talk to people. I closed on a deal the other day. My company's close rate is for every 5 they educate, they get one closed deal. My numbers for every 3 I educate, I get 1 closed deal. Am I around here doing sales? I don't consider what I do sales at all. I just talk. I have conversations with people. I find out where they are in life. I educate them on what I have to offer, talking to them. And then they decide they want it or not. And I don't get caught up in them not wanting it. I just know that I need to have a conversation with more people because they do want it. So on page 201, and when it says deciding on your next step, expect. It is the expectations. Expect your hustle to give you the results you want, or choose a different hustle. Set expectations. And some people will call setting the expectations as manifesting. Some people will call setting the expectations as in prayer and then taking actions, because my favorite quote is, was it prayer without works is dead? You have to take action on this prayer. So I was thinking the other day about how people say the Lord speaks to them. And, communication takes place in way more ways than just hearing someone talk to you. So, and I'm actually reading a book right now. Somebody can drop this in the comment. I'm listening to it. It's on YouTube for free. I am listening to the 16 Undeniable Laws of Communication. The one that it talked about, I want to drop that in the comment. 16 Undeniable Laws of Communication is what I'm listening to by John Maxwell. And today, the one that he was talking about, or that I listened to this morning about the law of communication, was specifically do it with preparation. Listen, that's a whole nother conversation for another day, but I'm trying to speak to these 27 days. We're on day 23, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And it's about preparation. If you expect, thank you right there, Valerie, for sharing that 16 undeniable laws of communication. If you expect your hustle to give you the results you want, then you have to prepare for that to happen. One of the quotes from John Maxwell is that if you're proactive, you focus on preparing, prepare for the conversation, preparing for the communication. If business is talking and you're not good at talking, how can you prepare to be a good conversationalist so that your hustle can give you the results that you want? Because if you're not talking to nobody, then your hustle's not going to give you any money. Period. That's the T. Now, I'm not going to stay there. So it says, decide on your next actions. And it says, and just make things fun. There's another potential scenario. At your period of first evaluation, you may find that your hustle is working, but you've reached maximum output for this particular project. For example, here's an example. If you've built a treehouse in your backyard and are renting it out on Airbnb, you probably can't build another one. So in that case, you may simply choose to let the treehouse keep producing income. Remember, money grows on trees, while you spend your free time on hobbies or family. You just have to decide what you want. Grow what works, let go of what doesn't. That's page 20. That's day 24. So your hustle is up and running. You are making money from it. And now you are ready to take your hustle to the next level. Identify what's working and do more of that. If you're watching this right now, you have a side hustle. What is working for you? Do more of it. Not adding on something brand new that you see somebody else doing. I think about my business, and my sales were down this current month. Now, part of the reason my sales were down is not because I've been showing up. I haven't been showing up. So that's why my sales are down. But I'm like, if I want to make more, I want to get my sales back up next month, then what am I going to do? Not nothing new. I'm going to go back, which is what I did. I went back to see what is working for me. What's working and how can I do more of it? Well, one thing that's working for me in one of my business is taking pictures of the product. I did that yesterday, and my schedule yesterday worked really good. So I loved how my Monday yesterday was amazing. Success on top of success, wins on top of wins. So I was like, this is what my Monday needs to look like. So I wrote down everything I did on Monday so I can repeat this on Monday. Identify what's working and do more of it. If I had a winning Monday, why would I go do something different on the next Monday? No, I'm going to do the same thing because I won yesterday and I want every Monday to be like that. So I wrote down what I did so I can repeat that. Well, part of what I did was I took pictures of my product. Well, I also took a nap so that I could be awake and be in the mood, have the energy for doing something that I really don't want to do, but needs to be done. Soon as I posted those pictures, because in the past it worked, so I did it again. And as soon as I posted those pictures, it worked. So I said to myself, it worked. And I want it to happen more often, then maybe I shouldn't just do it on Monday. Maybe I should do it on what other day can work in my schedule where I can consistently do the same thing. Now let's go into more of what he says on day 24. He says, Find the winners and focus your efforts on this. Similarly, if you try something that sank like a stone, it's okay to let it go. Y'all sing with me. Let it go, let it go, let it go. On page 205, if it sank like a stone, it's okay to let it go. Stop doing things that are not working. Now, here's the preface to this. You have to give it consistency over a certain amount of time period, then say this doesn't work. Don't try it one time and be like, oh, it don't work. The only way you know something works is if you do it over a period of time. But if you've been doing it for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, consistently and the right way, with the right mindset. Now, if you do it consistently in the right way, but you go into it and say it ain't gonna work, I'm just gonna do this for 90 days, but it ain't gonna work, then it's not gonna work. So you have to go into it saying, I'm going to do this for 90 days consistently with joy in my heart. I'm going to enjoy doing it because it needs to be fun. I didn't just say this, but here in the book, it says it needs to be fun. You should be enjoying yourself. For those who want to know what book we're on, we're in the book called Side Hustle. Then when you're enjoying yourself, you probably have a better chance of it working out. Then it says, throwing things out is part of a hustler's journey. Oh, somebody drop that in the comments. That is the T. Throwing things out is part of a hustler's journey. I like that. Valerie says, if it sank like a stone, it's okay to let it go after you tried it for at least 90 days consistently with the right attitude. The power of iteration. Regrouping and refining are the superhero skills of side hustle success. Regrouping and refining. You know how you refine something? You make a process better. See, what I found in my time period of helping other people who have side hustles be successful is that it didn't work the first time and we just throw in a towel. We're not ready to refine and to make the process better. But a quote from Bill Gates says, headlines are misleading. Bad news is a headline. Am I lying? Is he lying? And gradual improvement is not. Tracking, testing, and refining are all about achieving gradual improvements. Gradual improvement. I literally wake up every day and look for a win in the day. I literally tell myself today, do something today that my future self will thank me for. Do one thing every day. I will not let a day go by. When I look at my goals, I currently have 2 businesses and then I have a family that's important to me. And so when at the end of the day, or when I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh, what do I need to do? Which shouldn't be a thing. I should know what I need to do, but I'm human and sometimes I don't know what I need to do. I look at and I said, did I win the day? Did I do something today to move the needle gradually? Only way you do something gradually is if you do something every day. Every single day. You tired? Did you make a post and share what's your business? Does the world know that you have a business? Did you do that today? That is a 2-minute post. Don't overthink it. Just do it. You have to do something every day for your side hustle. It's the power of iteration, the act of repeating a process, usually with the goal of improving each step along the way. You know, the one thing I've noticed, let me know if you notice this too. You can't improve a process if you don't start it. You want your Facebook Lives to get better? Guess what you got to do? Start it to know what to improve on. You want more customers? Talk to some so you know how to get more. You have to make mistakes in the process of getting new customers and know, oh, that doesn't work. Or, ooh, this is my perfect, I love this customer. This is the kind, I wish I had 10 more of this customer. How did you find that one? How did you get that customer? Then do that more often so you can get that same kind of customer. Ask that customer referrals because people, what's the quote? Feathers of a people flock. I don't know. The same kind of people will be with the same kind of people. So your customer that is your favorite kind of customer who doesn't give you a headache, who pays their invoices on time, what processes do you have in place that they know that you need to make sure your other customers know so you know it's not you, it's them? Now I'm gonna keep going. It says, as you continue to develop and improve your side hustle, follow these 2 basic rules of iteration. Woo! Woo! There we go. Birds of a feather flock together. Thank you, honey, because I couldn't think. That's why it's important to have people around you who will help you. Birds of a feather flock together. I appreciate y'all. Here we go. Just 2 basic rules. If you want to grow what works and let go of what doesn't. Drop a number 2 in the comments if you want to grow what works and let go of what doesn't. Are y'all ready for these 2? Just 2 simple things you got to do. Let me see who's in here who wants drop a number 2. If you want to grow what works in your life, I don't know what to grow. I don't know what to drop. Here's 2 things to do. I see those 2s coming in. Great. I want to make sure my room wants this information. Here you go. You ready for it? Number 1, if it works, do more of it. Drop the mic. I'm done. Let me just walk away. Number 1, if it works, do more of it. Guess what we're doing? Making it way more difficult than it is. We are making it way more difficult than it is. If it's working, keep doing it. If giving your children a compliment causes them to do what you want them to do, give more compliments. Number 2, y'all ready for number 2? If it doesn't work, abandon it and move on. I've said 90 days, but honestly, do you need 90 days? You should just do more of what works. If my Tuesday tea is giving me the results I wanted, then I just do more of it. If my Tuesday tea is not giving me what it wants, then I just stop doing it. There are probably 5 things you're doing right now. If 2 of them are giving you the results you want, do more of that and drop the things that aren't. There's 5 days in a week and you go live 2 days a week and it's giving you the results you want. And you post in a VIP group and it's not giving you results, then go live more. But if you're going live and it's not giving the results that you want, but posting in your VIP group is giving the results you want, then post more in your VIP group. If sending emails is giving you the results that you want, then send more emails. If making phone calls gives you more results than you want, gives you the results you want, then make more phone calls. There are things that are working for others that you're trying to make work, but it doesn't make sense for you to keep doing it if it's not working for you. It's just that simple, people. All right, so day 25, that was 23, 24, day 25. Look for money lying under the rock. First, you have to ask yourself, do you believe that there's money lying under a rock? I believe there's money lying on a rock. I believe I leave money on the table all the time because I just don't keep doing more of what's working. I am not consistent doing. And the funny thing is, I feel like I'm successful, right? Other people might think that I'm successful. You know how much more successful I could be if I literally just did more of what's working and stop listening to other people about what's working for them? Like, and I've gotten good at that. I don't even go into certain conversations because I'm like, I don't need to hear what they're doing. I know what I need to do. I just need to do it. Just do the work. So look for money lying under a rock. One of the easiest ways, y'all ready for this? Y'all want to know one of the easiest ways to grow a side hustle? Drop a number 1 in the comments if you want to know how to. The easiest way to grow a side hustle. We've already learned, do more of what's working. The easiest way to grow your side hustles is by horizontal expansion. Horizontal. I see those ones coming in. If everything's going well, considering adding another version of it to better serve your customers. Now, I'm not going to go through this. On day 25 in this book, The Side Hustle, this is the book that we're reading, Side Hustle, 27 days from idea to income in 27 days. So if your side hustle is not making you money, you need to grab this book and apply these 27 days to your current side hustle so that it's making you money. So he says right here, there's money lying under the rock. Let's see what I underlined in this day. Oh my goodness, I didn't underline anything in this day. Maybe because I feel like I already know this. So let me give you some things that you can do. It says, it gives you some examples, all right, of what you can do. So buy low, sell high. A side hustle is different from other businesses. It says there's a school of thought that advises you to focus on making money only from one revenue source or only on offers that are fully aligned with your core business. This conventional wisdom is commonly taught in business school, business books, and executive coaching. But the side hustler's mindset is different, or at least it should be. After all, it's something you're doing on the side. You are trying to build a you aren't trying to build a Silicon Valley startup and make money for 1 million investors. You're doing this to make money for yourself. So consider the $1 million homepage. And it gives an example of this on day 21. So it says, turn over some rocks. It's generally much easier to sell more to existing customers than it is to acquire new ones. So how can you sell more to existing customers? That's what you need to ask yourself. How can you sell more to existing customers? Do you currently have customers? Drop a number 3 in the comments if you currently have customers. If you drop a number 3 in the comment, because you currently have customers, then my question to you, your homework for today is how can you sell more to those current customers? Is it sending emails to them? Is it having a conversation with them? Is it looking up their previous orders? If they previously ordered a book, could you make a workbook that offers it to them? Could you make a second book? So let's say they bought this book. So what did he do? He has current customers of this book. Well, guess what he did? He has his other books. He wrote a total of 7 books. So he could send an email to all the people who bought the first book and said, hey, did you read this book and you now have your side hustle? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Check out my book about the happiness of pursuit. Because if you're overwhelmed in your side hustle, you might want to read that. Did you create your side hustle and it's currently on a standstill? You have a set amount of money you make. Would you like to start another side hustle? Then read 100 side hustles. So he could take this book to his current customers and offer them something else. Another thing he did in the back of this book, he created a website that you can go to for free. And of course, when you go to the free website that has documents on it, he's going to give you something for free. And if you want more information, go deeper than what the free information gives you, you can purchase another service from him. He's not necessarily going to get new customers. He's giving more resources, more products to his current customers. Think about your current customers. How can you give them something else? All right. I talk to realtors all the time for my business about solar. And I talk to realtors, I was like, you currently have customers. What can you offer your current customer who bought a house from you? Well, the average person doesn't buy a new house for 5 years. They're going to stay in their current house for 5 years. Well, that means they won't make any money off that customer for 5 years. Now, they can stay in front of that customer so they can have a reminder that year 4 is coming up. Send a message to all my previous homeowners at year 4 and start sending them an email sequence. So renovations, things you can do to your home at year 3. Year 4, what most homeowners do in their homes in year 4. What makes homeowners decide to sell their home in year 5? So you're in this person's email year 3, year 4, year 5. So when they come around in year 6 or 7 or 8, and 5, 6, 7, 8, where they're ready to buy, who are they going to think of? You. Another thing you can do is what else could you offer homeowners? Like I'm in solar panels. So a realtor could add another service saying that they will offer their previous customers because their previous customers' electric bill has gone up. And I'm certified in 23 states. So I could offer them, or I offer the realtors this business that they can add on for their current customers. So if you want to add something on to your current customers, what could you do? That's your homework. Who are your current customers and what could you offer them? All right. Now, on page 26, get it out of your head. Ooh, somebody drop that in the comments. Get it out of your head. We know so many things are in their head. Now, most of us are probably thinking, get it out of your head, like the bad thoughts or the I can't do this thought or the I can't do that thought. Nope, that's not what they're talking about when they're saying that. They are talking about your systems. Write down everything you do. Write down everything you do. Write down everything you do. I just gave you an example of that on Monday. Monday was a winning day for me. So at the end of the day, I wrote down everything I did on Monday because I want to repeat, do more of what works. I want to repeat Monday every single Monday. So I wrote down everything I did on Monday so I can repeat it next Monday. So I don't wake up next Monday and be like, what did I do last week? Nope. At the end of the day, I said at 6 a.m. I did this. So I made breakfast yesterday. What was my, see, I can't remember what I made for breakfast yesterday, but I wrote it down. My book is back there on the table. What did we have for breakfast yesterday? Bacon. I know I made bacon because I gave everybody one piece and I cut it in half so they felt like they got two. And what went with that? Oh, I made carrot muffins made with oatmeal flour, with oat flour. That's what I made. I made carrot with bacon. And I think that's the only thing I put together. I didn't make any eggs yesterday. All right. So next Monday, and I don't have to repeat that same breakfast, but I did know the night before what I was making for breakfast. So that means next Sunday, I need to know what I'm making for breakfast the night before. So I can just get up and I think about it. I just make it. And it actually took long because I couldn't find my shredder. So I had to manually shred. Oh, that's for the birds. Manually shredding on the little shredder thing the grater. All right. It's a manual grater. And I couldn't find the insert for my automatic grater. And I was like, oh, this is, I gotta keep doing this. So I might've been a little short on carrots. I don't know if I made it to the full cup. Then after that, I know I went to a networking event from 8 to 9 and I had an 11:30 a.m. Zoom. And after I want to repeat this. So that now my 11:30 a.m. Zoom was a prospective customer. If I want to have another prospective customer on Monday, then I have to do work today to make sure I set up a Zoom for Monday. You hear me? Are you hearing me? You catching what I'm putting down? This is making workflows for your repeat process. So I wrote down everything I did so I can repeat it. On your day that you're winning, track what made you win. And it may be some pre-work. Like I had to have conversations in order. Actually, I made a Facebook post. So guess what I'm going to do today? I am going to redo that Facebook post and do it again in hopes that I get another person who responded like they did to the last Facebook post. If it works, repeat it. Isn't that what we said? That's what the book said. If it works, do more of it. The post worked. I got a customer and a Zoom set up out of the post. So I'm going to do the post again. It's working. It says on page 218, make workflows for your repeat process. The two most important workflows for most hustles are sales and service. Basically, it says right here on page 218, you want to document how you sell to people and how they receive what you purchase. Are you documenting? You know what you got to do? You have to go to last month's sales or last week's sales and document how you sold to those people. Did they buy from you because you went live? Did they buy for you because you sent an email? Did they buy for you because you sent them a message in their DM? Did they buy for you because you posted in your stories? Did they buy from you because you put out an ad in the magazine that comes into your neighborhood or your zip code? Did they buy from you because you went to a vending event? Did they buy from you because you went to a networking event and you actually talked to people? How did your customers last week end up buying from you? Then how did they receive what you purchased? Did you bag it up at the vending event? Did you send them a link for them to purchase after y'all had a conversation at the networking event? Did you send the email and then check the number of people who opened it and then send another email? What did you do to get the people who bought from you last week to buy? And how did they get it? The service or the product that you put out there. That is your workflow to repeat that process over and over again. And if you repeat it and it works on Monday, then you decide, I'm going to repeat this process on Wednesday. I'm going to repeat this process on Friday. And then you don't stay at it forever. If the results don't come to you on Friday, then you say, oh, won't do it on Friday. But you don't know what to repeat if you don't have a process. And onboarding. And this is another important workflow. It's on page 221. If you don't have workflows, you need to get the book Side Hustle. I gotta make this work. Let's see. Sometimes it shows up perfectly, sometimes it don't. There it is. You need to get the book Side Hustle. And get this part of the book where it's breaking it down to you. One of the simplest and most common is through an email sequence that customers receive upon signing up. So after your customer purchase from you, there should be a first email that's sent out. You know, one of the tools I use to make these email sequences, I use ChatGPT. I use AI. I put in my sequence. Customer purchased from me because I made a Facebook post and they send me the information I need. We set up a Zoom. Create a 5-day or 5-week or email sequence, and then I tell them what I want the results of the email sequence that makes the customer feel thought of and gives them tips for what to do next with the product that they bought. And then ChatGPT is going to give me, now if you want to, come back, watch this again. You can pin this on your YouTube, save it, subscribe and save this. And you can come back to this moment right here and just copy verbatim what I just said. There's a transcript of what I'm talking about on YouTube. So you can copy the transcript, post it in ChatGPT and see what it comes up for you, or in Bard if you're using the Google AI or whatever AI you want to use, or you just off the top of your dome, right? Know your gifts. That's not my gift. I don't want to spend all day thinking about an email. So I use the resources that are out there for me. All right. Then the last day of this building your side hustle is page 27. You come to the end of the road, or is it just the beginning? Side hustles create opportunity and freedom. Yes, Lord, they do. Freedom. Side hustles can create opportunity and freedom. And once you're up and running, your options are unlimited. Wouldn't you like to have unlimited options by just committing to 27 days of taking idea to income? Somebody sent me a DM and said, hey, I love to pick your brain. I value how you run your business, how you've been successful. How can I grow this business I just started? And I said, get the book. 27 days. All the things that I've ever done is right here. Some things I should have done better of right here. When I am in my business and I'm like, ooh, I need to have processes in place. I don't have set processes, especially when you're building something for a legacy. If you want to be able to hire somebody in your business to do parts of your job, part of your business, if you want to be able to outsource things, you have to have systems in place. So you can say to somebody, when a purchase is made on my Shopify, when someone completes my survey for information, then this is the next step. This is the email you send them. This is how many days you have to get the product. Like, it should be a process in place. All right, y'all. I will see you back here next week. Now, do me a favor. Share this live with someone you know who has a side hustle. Share this live with someone who would like to turn their hobby into making money. Share this with someone who you know has a side hustle, but they're not making any money. They call it a side hustle. They call it a small business, but they're not making any money. Share this with them. All right. Sharing is caring, and I guarantee they will thank you for this. Love you. I'll see you back here next week for the Tuesday Tea with me. If you would like to be added to my After Tuesday Tea group, where you can always catch the replay of this, you can ask questions with other business-minded people who would love to share with you their knowledge, because one of the things I learned in the book that I'm reading right now, which is 16 Laws of Communication by who did I say it was? 16 Undeniable Laws. I'm about to put it up here. Found this on YouTube to listen to it over free instead of me buying a book. 16 Undeniable Laws of Communication is they gave a situation. It was years ago where there were people at a long time ago. They used to slaughter a cow, and people would guess how much pound of meat would come from the cow. And the person who was closest to the actual pounds that came from the butchering of the cow won. And one of the people wanted to see, like, who gets closest. How do we know what kind of person gets closer to this number? Well, it's like 700 people who submitted a number. He added up all of those guesses, and the average of all the guesses was 1 pound away from the actual number of pounds the cow butchered up equaled. So what did he learn? That a community will get you closer to your results, will get you closer to your goals, which you closer to what you want to obtain in life by being part of a community than if you just did it, read all the books by yourself, and took only your knowledge, your understanding away from it. You get closer to the goal and to success when you are involved in a community. So I have a community for you. After the Tuesday Tea, people who, the thing you have in common, y'all like listening to me talk about books, right? So you'll be in a group of like-minded people, and you can go in there and talk to them, ask questions. Now, I'll tell you right now, people in there are not taking advantage of this community. They're in there, and they're relying on me to give all the information. And I'm saying, I'm not the smartest person in the room. And so you join that group by commenting after Tuesday Tea and ask those people questions. I'm telling you, they're full of knowledge, and they just waiting for you to come in there and ask them questions related to the books we're reading. Love ya. Have a wonderful Wednesday. And remember, at the end of the day, just breathe. Bye.